a lot has happened for the past week, and many people have gained a lot as well as lose a lot too, especially those big investors on Wall Street. So how do you spot the next GameStop? If you've been following the story, you already know, but if you were not following the story, I'm gonna just give you a quick recap of what the whole incident of GameStop was before we look into how to spot the next GameStop. So this is the whole thing. It is set around shortening. So to understand what happened with GameStop, you have to understand what shortening a stock means. So GameStop, of course, before online gaming became a big thing and people could get games from online, just buy them online and no need to go to a store and buy something. GameStop was big. If you want a game, you go there, get a game and come home. But in today's internet era, you have almost everything online. So that was like a clear indicator that people might not be going into the shop to buy games again because they have them online, easy. And so these Wall Street big hedge fund holders, they thought, hey, because we're big and we have the money and we know this stock is probably going to be falling, we're going to go and borrow stocks from some other people and then sell it. So you borrow it for some amount and then you sell it at that time, and because you predicted the price of the stock is going to fall, when the price falls, you go and buy the stock back at a lower price, come and give it back to the person you borrowed from, and then you keep the difference, and that is your profit. Good deal, right? It's their game, and those guys at Wall Street, they know their stuff and they've been doing it until these Redditors come up and realize what they're doing, and they say, hey, we are not going to agree for you to do that to that company, because the company, if that has been successful, there was a good chance it's going to go bankrupt or something close to that. So these Redditors, on a Reddit called Wall Street Bets, I think, they ganged up and they say, hey, Wall Street, you can't do that. We're going to do the opposite of exactly what you want to do. And the hedge fund holders are like, hey, you want to fight? Then let's fight. And the little guys also came in, started buying the stocks instead of the stock's price going down, because like the company doesn't have real value, they'll raise it up, and the people came and started buying it heavily from Reddit, I presume. So the price of the stock started rising. So the hedge fund holders, their prediction was that, hey, this stock will fall, and then we'll go and buy the stock we sold, give it back to where we borrowed from, and take the profit. But all of a sudden, the stock started rising. And this, I think, is what they call a short squeeze. You expect something, you expect you are shortening a stock, expecting the price to fall drastically so you can make money from it. You should know this, whether a stock goes up or goes down, if you know how to play the game, you can make money from it. So they're expecting it to go down and they will make money from it, and the stock refused to go down. And that was a real short squeeze on them. So companies, big hedge fund holders like Melvin Capital, they lost a lot of money. And few days after, so they were saying things like, oh, they've ended their positions and they're out of it. But some people, critics, were still like, oh, they're just trying to lie to get people to maybe stop buying the stock so that the price will fall. But what we know is that hedge fund holders have lost some money. But with all this, it was because you could not find any like tangible reason from the business model of the company that's making the prices go that way. That's the power of social media. Robinhood and Ameritrade and all those trading platforms, at some point they had to stop people from buying those stocks. But Robinhood, for whatever reason, allowed the stocks to be, you can sell it, but you can't buy it. Which I heard there was some collusion with Robinhood and those big guys, and Robinhood was sued, basically. So yeah, that is the thing. And people will always tell you, how do you spot the next one? People will always tell you, like, if you want to trade forex, foreign exchange, or you want to trade stocks, you have to be sitting and looking at your screen all the time, go to the bathroom or going to wherever you're going with your computer or your phone so you can check the graphs and all that. But that is not exactly true, because if you know the game and you are going to play it, you don't have to spend your whole life on it. You just have a time for it. When the time hits, and then you go do it. This is a simple analysis, right? Of course, this is GameStop thing. It was something too high, hot, and fast. But it's not something like real that is saying, oh, okay, it's a real value thing that is raising. The intrinsic value of the company is not up to the price that the stock are priced at. So of course the fall of the stocks was coming. But what I am interested in is how we can spot stocks that will really hit, like with its real intrinsic value being up, not just people inflating it artificially. And that is the one thing that you would want to look for. That is, look around yourself and see what is happening, and get steady. For example, I mean, not to read all those investing books in the world, but just look around yourself. When the pandemic hit and everybody had to go inside, and people thought, hey, we have time, we can now do some maybe house projects or whatever we want to do at home. And all of a sudden, Lowe's stocks spiked by 11%. Sales spiked by 11% actually. Not stock, sales. So that is get something busy you could notice, right? Hey, this thing is coming, people are going home, what is going to change in the economy? Just like Warren Buffett always say, like the internet was coming and you want to invest in the gum business. Will the internet change the way people chew gum? No, definitely not. But there's a pandemic that is coming, and it might be something that stays for a long time. Will it change the way people shop and buy things related to house projects and those things? Yes, it will. So to be on the safe side, look around yourself and just see the little changes that might happen in the world you live in. And of course, I am not a financial advisor. These are just my opinions. And always read up on things if you want to invest in things. Don't just listen to other people and make your decisions by that. So yeah, study your environment and see what it's around and what might be changing depending on what is happening right now. And if you see that, there's a good chance you can get into the market before it blows. And of course, if you're young and on a social media person, you definitely should be cruising through this Facebook or Reddit or all those sites, Discord, wherever you can find information or find those groups where they might be able to gang up. That's if you like those ganging up and gambling things like. But yeah, that is it, simple and short. Right, if you like this video, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel. See you on another time.